Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the SillyVille edition. These are recorded at 9 o'clock Fridays. Live 9 o'clock. But this is SillyVille, right? Anyway, welcome back to Switch to Linux. This is the weekly news roundup and the SillyVille edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to catch the show live, you can head on by. First, our first ever update. We talked about the kid who stole $20,000 from his parents to pay for nasty Twitch ladies. Apparently that's what it was. It was to pay some of these Twitch ladies to do kinky things or whatever on a live stream. So, of course, the kid was given access to the account to transfer money into his debit card to buy school lunches. In a matter of 2 weeks' time, he actually paid $20,000 to Twitch. The family reached out to Twitch, and they're like, nah, our money, neener, neener, neener. And then the Twitch streamers didn't respond. They finally took it up with the payment processors. And so the payment processors who actually are the ones that make the payment processes for Twitch stepped in, refunded the money, and as long as they put a permanent block to prevent unauthorized charges, they're like, yeah, absolutely. And now it says, the mother said Twitch was no help, calling its lack of response the most frustrating thing of all. What did you expect? She sent registered mail to both the Twitch CEO and to Amazon's legal team, received no response. The son's Twitch account was abruptly closed after she filled out an online form, causing all transaction information to be lost. There's no word on whether the Twitch streamers who received money were ever contacted. The son is now said to be remorseful for his actions and is receiving counseling. In addition, his account is being blocked. He can only play games while being supervised for 1 hour per day and must do positive activities throughout the day, get exercise, and interact with family in a positive manner. This is what happens, people, when you start giving your children credit cards, debit cards, and online payment. Teach them to use real money first. And maybe you should get with the school districts to make sure that they can actually accept, cash, rather than making the kids all use these online payment processors. It's all nice and convenient. No, it actually teaches your children to handle money when they have to go in, be responsible to keep their money in their pocket, and hand it over to the lunch lady to buy their lunch. This is called responsibility. And this is why our debt is going through the roof, why nobody knows how to manage any money, and why just all this nonsense is going on. Because people I don't know. Anyway, that's a neat update. Well, Kanye West is, he was in and then out and then in and then out, the presidential campaign. Of course, like any millennial period of time, he has got to blame somebody else for his mishaps. He says that his presidential campaign ballot filed 14 seconds late because of the iPhone clock. I didn't get to be a presidential candidate because of iPhone. It's iPhone's fault. This is the 3 potential people for president, people. We have an Alzheimer's patient. I'm not sure what to say about Kanye West. And we have Donald Trump. We're doomed. We're doomed. But anyway, it was all the iPhone. It was the iPhone's fault. It was the iPhone's fault. I was late. The average observer arriving for 5:01 is not arriving not later than 5. It was the clock's fault. It was everyone's fault. It was his fault. It was their fault. No, it was your fault. Next time, why don't you plan ahead a little bit and get your ballot in a little bit earlier, Try not to, the deadline's 5. It doesn't have to be submitted exactly at 5. Just a 5. Just a 5. All right. COVID-19 won't impact climate much, but the economy recovery could. This is the new narrative, people. They were looking for a way to say, oh, we got to fix all of the economy stuff. Like the global pandemic's going to kill us all. But you know what? The greatest thing about the global pandemic is that the Earth went into recovery mode. We're no longer destroying the entire planet. We might actually last 12 years instead of 10. Do people realize that because of these morons like the parents of Greta Thunberg, who has convinced her that the whole world's going to end, now put her on a platform running around, that there are children in my town who are anxious and cannot sleep at night because they're worried about the world ending. People, they've been telling us the world's going to end in 5 years for the last 50 of them. Those of us 90s kids, we lived through the creation of Captain Planet. We were told that we're all going to die because the ozone layer is melting. Oh my God, we're all going to die. Greenhouse gases in the 1970s on Time Magazine on the cover. Okay, Time Magazine on the cover. Prepare for the global ice age. And then it was global warming. Now they just call it climate change because they don't know what it's doing. Because the summer's hot and the winter's cold. You can't make sense of heating. Can't make sense of cooling. It's just all nightmare. I got news for you, people. God's going to blow this rock up far before we destroy it. Let's just use our resources appropriately. Okay? But now the new narrative is, hey, now the planet went into recovery mode because the entire world economy was killed. COVID won't impact the climate much, but if we kick our economy back into gear, we're going to be full-fledged lock, stock, barrel back into killing the planet. So let's just not open up. Let's all get our guitars and sing Kumbaya, my Lord, because we can't possibly get the economy back so that we can, survive. But this is the narrative. This is the narrative right now. We gotta not recover because it's gonna cause our planet to blow up. And you get these liberal cesspools like Ars Technica that keep on forcing this stuff. It's kind of crazy. All right, Apple is actually suing an app called Pear because its logo is a fruit. Now, the copyright protections are to make sure that somebody doesn't actually confuse your logo with something else. These are nothing like each other. Nobody in their right mind, nobody in their wrong mind is going to confuse these two. All right? Like, Mr. Alzheimer's candidate himself would not confuse these two. Okay? That tells you enough. But nevertheless, Apple is suing them. Why? Because it's the logo of a fruit. Really? That's kind of abusing the copyright laws. But anyway, the Prepare app is for cooking and meals. And they're trying to sue them to get them to stop using a fruit. Because, look at this. Look at this side by side. Here's a line from the court. Consumers encountering applicant's mark are likely to associate the mark with Apple. Applicant's mark consists of a minimalistic fruit design with a right-angled leaf which readily recalls to mind Apple's famous Apple logo and creates a similar commercial impression as shown by the side-by-side comparisons. What in the hell is this person smoking? There is not a person in the history of the planet that is going to confuse these two. Okay, the leaf is not pointing right, it is pointing down. Apple's is pointing up. The Prepare logo is hollow. Apple's is solid. The Prepare logo is a pear. Apple logo is an apple. Ooh, how about this one? The Apple logo has a bite out of it. The Pear logo doesn't. This is nonsense. Holy crap. I'm sorry. I'm on Prepare's team here. All right, before we get into our last two stories here, you can help support the channel if you'd like by having a look at our affiliates page, switchedtolinux.com/affiliates. If I add any new affiliates, I'll go ahead and add those right on over here. We have Amazon. If you're doing shopping on Amazon, using our Amazon affiliate link will actually help support the channel. We have mobile phones if you are looking to change your cell phone carrier. So I'm going to save about $700, $700, I forget exactly what it is this month, by using Mint Mobile instead of a Verizon. Grammar Checker, Pro Writing Aid. We have hosting companies, VPNs, and things like that. You can help support the channel with any of those. All right, next story. Boeing 747 still get critical updates via floppy disks. Now, when you stop and think about it, these are 20-year-old airplanes. Maybe we should question, like, we don't drive our cars for 20 years. Why are we flying airplanes for 20 years? But nevertheless, okay, I guess floppy disks are a technology of 20 years ago, but please tell me that there is no connectivity to the internet with these things, because that is the last thing we need. Hey guys, we got to get the floppy disk booted back up. So they are using a 3.5-inch floppy, so they are using the latest tech in floppy drive technology. 747-400 aircraft, first introduced 1988, still receiving critical software updates via 3.5-inch floppy disks. The security researchers at Pentest Partners recently got access to the British Airways 747 after the airline decided to retire its fleet following a plummet in travel during the Koof. The team was able to inspect the full avionics bay beneath the passenger deck with its data center-like racks of modular black boxes that perform different functions on the plane. Pentester Partners discovered 3.5-inch floppy disk drive in the cockpit, which is used to load important navigation databases. It's a database that has to be updated every 28 days, and an engineer visits each month with the latest update. Well, that just makes me want to fly the friendly skies. How about you guys? You guys excited about that, or does that kind of fill you full of terror? I don't know. On to our feature story, though. Our feature story, the last Blockbuster, which, by the way, the one in Oregon somehow survived. Maybe the looters and rioters haven't destroyed it yet. But the one in Oregon survived. It's not in Portland. Before, like, the one in Alaska closed. What else is there to do in Alaska but rent movies? But the last Blockbuster surviving in Oregon is now teaming up with Airbnb to have a 90s style sleepovers inside the store. Now, they're limiting it to like 4 people, so you guys want to throw a party in there. That's not happening. They set the guy up. They got, is this a fold-out sofa, I think? We got ourselves a fold-out sofa. We got an old school TV, not one of the new big screens. We got an old school square TVs, baby, the 4x3s. We got ourselves the 4x3 TVs. You can go in there. You can get some snacks. They got a snack rack there. Look at that snack rack. Yeah, baby. Got a snack rack. We got our little living room set up. You got the bean bags. You can watch yourself a movie, and you can sleep on over at the last Blockbuster store. Look at that old school tech. You guys remember those things? That there, guys, for you millennials, is called a VCR. Video cassette recorder. These things here were video cassette tapes. And yes, you got fined if you did not rewind. So please, be kind. Please, rewind. Okay? Bookings will go live August 17th at 1 p.m. at just $4 per night. Expected availability will disappear in seconds, of course. So, yeah, there you go, guys. So you can have yourselves a 90s Blockbuster sleepover for $4 a night. Limit, I think, 4 people or something, I guess. Definitely interesting, though. Definitely interesting. So are you guys going to be trying to get in there for the sleepover? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.